Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about what it's like living here in Vietnam as an expat. Here are some things that you'll most likely experience here in Vietnam, just like I did. Number 1. Typhoons are a normal pastime here. If you're staying here in Vietnam during the rainy season, then you'll most likely encounter some typhoons, landslides, and flooding in the streets. I got my chance to experience my first typhoon here in Vietnam last year, and let me say it was freaking awesome. While everyone was running and screaming for their lives here, I was out enjoying the waves and putting my life in danger recording this video for you guys. I was soaked to my knees in what I think was a combination of rainwater, garbage, sewer water, and possibly urine. But hey, you gotta experience being in the middle of a typhoon at least once in your life, right? Number 2. Weather. Depending on which region of Vietnam you decide to stay in, you will most likely experience the following weather conditions. If you're staying in the south, such as in Ho Chi Minh City, you're most likely going to be sweating your balls off every single day and taking 5 showers. The heat is so intense that it feels like you're being roasted like a suckling pig on a pike. And if that isn't bad enough, you're gonna have to be fending off an armada of pesky, blood-sucking, bottom-dwelling mosquitoes hell-bent on sucking out every last drop of your blood. If you're staying in the central regions, well then congratulations. You'll probably have the best weather in all of Vietnam, with the more moderate temperatures by the seaside or the cooler weather by the mountains. If you're staying in the north, you'll experience all 4 seasons: hot drenching summers, cold winters, and moderate temperatures in between. Number 3. Traffic jams. If you thought traffic jams were bad in the West, wait until you've come here in Vietnam. During rush hour, expect boatloads of cars and motorbikes to be jam-packed on the roads like a can of sardines. Things are so bad that people even choose to drive on the sideways to avoid delays. There's nothing quite like being stuck in a traffic jam sitting outside in 40-degree weather, while the fumes from cars and motorbikes fills your lungs up, potentially causing you emphysema in the future. Number 4. Crossing the street is a health risk. It seems that people didn't get the memo to yield to pedestrians when they're crossing the street. Instead, you're met with a me first type of attitude from locals. When you're trying to cross the street here, it feels like you're playing a game of Russian roulette as you see motorbikes and cars zip right by you, almost barely grazing your skin. Now if you want to play it safe and wait for the traffic to stop, forget about it, because you're never going to be able to cross the street. Instead, you're going to have to muster up some courage and slowly weasel your way across the street. But don't worry, if you take your time and move in slow motions, drivers will drive around you. This was quite nerve-wracking the first time I experienced it, but nowadays it seems like a Monday here for me. Number 5. Riding a motorbike is just as dangerous. If you thought riding in a motorbike was the safer option, well guess again. People don't obey traffic laws here in Vietnam, and it seems that as long as there's no obstacles in front of them, it's a green light to go. Oftentimes you will see drivers just continue driving even when it's a red light. Instead of stopping for a red light, some locals choose instead to speed up despite the light having already turned red. The logic goes, if other cars are going in the opposite direction have not driven yet or aren't near me, it's perfectly okay to continue driving. I guess saving a precious 10 seconds is worth more than potentially getting mauled down by an incoming vehicle. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's quite common to see locals drive on the sidewalks, honking their horns for pedestrians to get the hell out of the way, because it's more important for them to arrive to their destination on time than potentially running the risk of mowing down some helpless innocent pedestrian. Number 6. Locals are very friendly. Vietnamese people I found in general are very friendly and welcoming. They're very open to talking with you and becoming friends with you. Even if you're a local, you will oftentimes have developed some sort of close relationship with your neighbors in your area, unlike in North America where people kind of keep to themselves. Hell, I don't even know my neighbor's name in my hometown, yet I've known them for over a decade now. Number 7. You have a near infinite amount of dating options as a guy here. Vietnam has a population of over 90 million people, and most of those people choose to flock to the cities to live in. What this means is that you have a near unlimited amount of beautiful Vietnamese girls that you can meet every single day while you're here. Since Vietnamese girls are so friendly and open to talking with strangers, you can potentially line up dates en masse over here. And nowhere in my travels did I see so much cute girls outside on a typical day that would be driving on their motorbikes or just walking outside on a calm evening. It just makes you feel like a kid in a candy store with so many options. You'll never really truly experience dating abundance until you've gotten yourself over here in Vietnam. Number 8. Some locals will try to rip you off. I recall one time when my local barber ended up closing shop for good and I needed to find a replacement. I stumbled upon a barber shop near my place. Now I obviously don't sound like a local when I speak Vietnamese, nor do I look like one. When I inquired about the price, the shop owners hesitated for a few seconds, which is never a good sign when you're asking about prices. They then told me it would cost me around 200,000 dong, which is roughly about $10 US. Now, coming from the West, this would seem like a decent deal where barbershops sometimes charge upwards of $30 to $40 per haircut. However, we're in Vietnam, and we need to take into consideration how much a typical hair costs over here. Because I had gotten my hair cut at several places before, I had a pretty good idea of how much it usually costs, which was no more than 50,000. I knew they were definitely overcharging me by at least 4 times the regular amount. Now, if this place was an upscale barbershop located out on the main street and perhaps they served me tea or coffee and maybe even offered me foot massages or something, it would have warranted this price. But instead, this was some rundown old dirty barbershop inside of an alleyway. No way in hell was it worth that much money. In fact, for a little bit more extra money, I could have gone down to one of those beauty barbershops and gotten served by a hot Vietnamese girl dressed up to the T's, giving me neck and back massages and serving me tea while I was getting a haircut. I had a friend here in Vietnam that also got ripped off when he went to buy a bun mace sandwich and was given a different price than what his girlfriend was charged. Also, another thing to note is that at touristy areas such as the Bun Ton Market in District 1, vendors tend to overcharge foreigners and tourists there by quite a bit. If you venture out into a local area, you can easily save at least 50% off what you were quoted in District 1. Number 9. The local food. I have to give it to the Vietnamese people because Vietnamese food is amazing. It's so fresh, so healthy, it's full of flavor, and it's quite cheap. Vietnamese food has a unique blend of carbs, protein, herbs, spices, and even broth that works harmoniously together to create these wonderful, mouth-watering dishes. You can get anything from broken rice served with fresh grilled pork chops, spring rolls filled with vermicelli noodles, shrimp, pork, to pho noodles served in a rich aromatic broth that makes people's stomach growl from miles away. Now do keep in mind that Western food options are a lot different here. With Western food, you'll find the selection is quite limited and of low quality. And to make matters worse, it actually costs quite a lot more than the local Vietnamese food. Just to give you guys an example, a medium-sized pizza with barely any toppings will run you around $7 to $9 US. A bowl of pasta, barely able to feed a child at a regular restaurant, will run you about 100K, about $5 US. If you're looking to keep costs down here in Vietnam, choose to eat locally most of the time. Number 10. Cost of living. The cost of living here in Vietnam is very, very cheap. For starters, food is very delicious and dirt cheap here. A plate of broken rice with pork chops will run you around $1.50 US, and most Vietnamese foods will cost between $1 to $3 US. Drinks are even cheaper. I know what you're thinking, but that's not beer that you're looking at. It's actually sugarcane juice, a delicious natural juice that I consumed in copious amounts here in Vietnam that not only tastes awesome, but is dirt cheap. 1 cup of sugarcane juice usually costs no more than 5 to 10,000 dong, which is about 50 US cents. Beer is also very cheap for those of you binge drinkers out there. You can get yourself a can of beer for less than $1. It's absolutely ridiculous. Cell phone, internet is also dirt cheap here. For around $3 to $5, you can get yourself a ridiculous amount of data on your phone, along with a good amount of calling minutes and SMS texting. High-speed internet plans are also very affordable. For around 15 to 20 US dollars, you can get yourself a great internet plan through one of the local providers here. And accommodations can also be had for cheap. There are numerous hotels scattered all throughout the country where you can get yourself a decent room with most Western amenities for around $25 a night. If you're staying longer, you can even get a bigger discount. Now, if you prefer to rent a room or an apartment, you can easily find a room in a shared house for around 250 US dollars with your own private washroom. Now, if you're looking at staying at the more top of the line apartments, you're going to be looking at paying Western prices. A 1-bedroom apartment at a luxury condo may cost you anywhere from 700 to over 1,000 US dollars a month. Also, imported goods are quite expensive here in Vietnam, such as electronics, clothing, and cosmetics. It's best if you purchase whatever you need before arriving here in Vietnam. Also, a final note, real estate agents that you find online, such as those through Facebook, will try to rip you off every opportunity they get. Prices can easily be marked up by 50% if you're dealing with a real estate agent that deals exclusively with foreigners. Instead, get a friend or family member to help you out when you're apartment hunting, and only use local real estate websites when looking for a place to live. Avoid Facebook. And how about getting around? Getting around Vietnam is also quite cheap. You can book a taxi or motorbike driver for only a few dollars per trip. And if you prefer to drive yourself, you can pick up a decent used motorbike for around 200 to 300 US dollars. Number 11. Noise levels. Vietnam is quite noisy, especially in the cities where you got drunk dudes or ladies singing karaoke at 1 a.m. in the morning. Or perhaps roosters crowing at 5 or 6 in the morning every single day. To top things off, you got vendors yelling out things to solicit customers really early in the morning. I mean, really? Who the hell is eating banh mi at 4 o'clock in the morning? If you hate really loud noises, either don't come here or stay in the expat districts, or get yourself some earplugs. There's a link in the description below to an article that I wrote with some awesome earplugs that I use that helps me sleep like a baby at night. Go check them out. And finally, English practice. If you're a foreigner or look like one, prepare to get students asking you to practice English with you all the time. This is especially true at certain landmarks such as the 23-9 Park. There, the students are like a swarm of moths, just encircling you before you even have a chance to react. Before you know it, you become cornered by no less than a dozen students, all eager to practice English with you. Now, what was supposed to be an innocent 10 to 15 minute session soon turns into an hour-long chatting session, leaving you grasping for water to rehydrate your dry lips. English lessons here in Vietnam aren't exactly cheap, and salaries are quite low. Many students simply cannot afford to pay for these extra English lessons outside of regular schooling. Therefore, they choose to improve their English by conversing with any foreigner that they see in sight. Well guys, this concludes our video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if this video has been of some value towards you. Leave me a comment below with any questions you might have or any comments for any future videos you would like to see. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.